In 2002, an incident allegedly experienced by an American Special Operations Team in the Kandahar region of Afghanistan slowly transformed into one of the internet's most intriguing modern legends. According to the story, soldiers on patrol in a mountainous area discovered a cave and came face to face with a humanoid being over 4 meters tall, red-haired, bearded, and carrying a spear. During the confrontation, a soldier named Dan was said to have been killed. The team supposedly opened sustained fire, managed to bring the creature down, and its body was airlifted out by helicopter. The event, according to the legend, was then covered up by the United States Department of Defense. But where did this story come from? And does it contain any truth? The earliest known appearance of the Kandahar Giant stories is the 2005 broadcast of the radio show Coast to Coast AM, where a caller using the nickname Steve claimed that a special operations team had encountered a giant humanoid in Afghanistan. Although the event was claimed to have occurred in 2002, no military reports, news articles, or official documents from that year make any reference to such an incident. The story does not appear in online forums or archives prior to 2005. Over time, the narrative expanded in three major phases. The original 2005 version described a red-haired giant over 4 meters tall, armed with a spear. Between 2008 and 2010, YouTube videos and blogs inflated the creature's height to 6 meters, began calling it a demon or Nephilim, and shifted the location to northern Kandahar, Tora Bora, or the Hindu Kush. During the viral wave of 2016 to 2022, claims escalated even further. The creature was said to eat human flesh. The Pentagon covered up team intensified. The date shifted to 2005, and manipulated images were circulated as evidence. When the different versions of the story are compared, almost no detail remains consistent. Dates vary between 2002 2005 or an unspecified period. Locations change from southwestern Kandahar to Tora Bora, the Hindu Kush, or an unnamed cave. The creature's physical characteristics contradict each other entirely. A height ranged from 3 to 6 meters, hair color from red to coal black, skin tone from dark crimson to pale gray. Sometimes it carries a spear, sometimes a sword, sometimes nothing at all. Even the number of soldiers involved varies from 4 to 20, and the numbers of rounds fired from 250 to 3,000. The biggest inconsistency involves the soldier named Dan. According to official casualty records, no soldier named Dan, Daniel or Danny, died in Kandahar region of Afghanistan in 2002. Deaths of special operations personnel cannot simply be hidden. Only the details of an operation can remain classified. There is no record of any death involving a spear wound, no funeral listings, no memorial services, no burial records, nothing. There is also no physical evidence whatsoever. All giant power photos circulating online are either entries from a 2007 Photoshop contest or ordinary photos of soldiers carrying equipment. Videos are either third-hand retellings or clips taken from unrelated documentaries, such as those about Patagonian giants. No mission reports, medical files, or operational documents mention anything even remotely similar. As for indirect responses from official institutions, yes, there are some. Pentagon spokespersons have stated There are no reports, records, or operational documents indicating an encounter with a giant or non-human entity in Afghanistan. In 2016, Jason Blaha, who claimed to be a former soldier who has seen giants, was investigated. His military background turned out to be fabricated, and the US Air Force confirmed that he had never served. FOIA requests filed by researchers were all answered with the same result. No such files exist. Paranormal researcher Ben Radford identifies the story as modern folklore originating from an anonymous radio call, incompatible with military records, lacking any verifiable image. David Paulides also notes the absence of any dent and inconsistencies in location and testimony. Snopes conducted a full investigation and labeled the claim completely false. Military.com interviewed both active and former service members. None recalled any mission resembling the story. Physical anthropologists emphasize that a humanoid being standing 4 to 6 meters tall is biologically impossible. The skeletal structure would collapse under its own weight. Blood pressure would be unsustainable, and such a creature would require an impossible muscle mass. Psychologists explain that in the war zones where stress, sleep deprivation, trauma, and constant danger dominate, misinterpretations and exaggerated memories are extremely common. The region itself has a long story of giant myths. In Persian mythology, the divs are large, red-haired, man-eating mountain beings. Pashtun folklore describes gray-skinned, heavy humanoids in the Spingar and Hindu Kush ranges. Central Asian Turkish mythology includes figures like Tepegöz, Archura, and Yelbegan, which influence regional storytelling. Islamic lore speaks of Ifrit, Marid, and Go. Even the giant Buddhas of Bamiyan were once described in local tales as petrified giants. This mythological background helped the Kandahar tale feel more believable. Warfare heavily distorts human perception. Constant threat, adrenaline, exhaustion, and trauma make the brain desperate to impose meaning on shadows, noises, and shapes. A sound becomes a monster, a silhouette becomes a giant. Soldiers often turn fear into stories as a coping mechanism, something seen in Vietnam's jungle ghosts and Iraq's sand demons. Even if the storyteller had real military experience, they may genuinely believe what they thought they saw. Could the soldiers have encountered something real but misidentified? Absolutely. The creature described in the story could easily be a misinterpreted animal or geological formation. The Afghan brown bear can stand up to 2.5 meters tall, appears humanoid in low light, and has reddish tones. A Malkor's huge spiraled horns can resemble a towering silhouette. Percals and other predators move quickly and eerily. Inside a cave, rock formations illuminated by dust and flashlights can create the illusion of a giant figure. Broken Soviet machinery, collapsed rock piles, or fuel tanks could be mistaken for a large body in the dark. Wind echoing through caves can sound like roaring. So why did this story become so popular? The combination of military secrecy, ancient mythological themes, and a cinematic narrative structure makes it incredibly compelling. The story fits the classic creepypasta template: a first-hand account, official silence, a mythic creature, and a dramatic battle. Red-haired giants appear in many world mythologies. Nephilim, Irish Pharamirians, Middle Eastern Ifrit, which strengthens the illusion of plausibility. Between 2016 and 2020, military-themed YouTube channels amplified the story, producing illustrations, 3D animations, and interviews, which boosted the legend dramatically. Algorithms then pushed the topic further under categories like conspiracy, military mystery, and paranormal events. Ultimately, the Kandahar Giant is a textbook example of a modern myth, born in a radio show, reshaped by internet culture, and sustained by humanity's fascination with the unknown. All available research points to the same conclusion. There is no official record, no verifiable witness, and no physical evidence. The photos are edited, the testimonies contradicted one another, and the soldier named Dan simply does not exist. At most, a stressful encounter with an Afghan brown bear evolved into a dramatic legend over time. So, what do you think? Why did this story convince so many people? Military secrecy or humanity's desire to believe in the supernatural? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoy uncovering the truth behind mysterious stories, don't forget to subscribe. We'll keep examining legends, myths, and strange events in future videos. If you liked today's breakdown of the original story, hit the like button and let us know what you think. See you in the next video.